Hi, good evening. Today is August 7th, Saturday evening. And usually I am Saturday not working. I have a guest in my studio today. His name Blake, and he is like a big brother of my son. And I tell about a lot about my son. You know my son stories. And they from same school, and they together work in Chick-fil-A. And he is go to army this Monday already. He is contractor, and he is already go to serving our country. And that reason I'm invite him to his can leave a good message for us today. And I'm very enjoy that listen him story and message, because he is like a older brother for my son, and he is recruiting him too. After graduate, he's become back from training, and will be celebrate graduation party. My son go to for training next year, and I want give to him time to tell you message.
Hi, my name is Blake Sones. I'm from Chicago, Illinois. I was raised in Chicago for most of my life. I moved over to Kalamazoo when I was probably 16 years old. I lived with my mother over there. The reason I joined the Army in the first place was because I grew up in a pretty bad part of town. I lost a lot of people close to me, and I always saw the police as something bad, and then I learned more about the Army and what they do for our community, and specifically the National Guard, and that interested me a lot. Serving our country has always been something I want to do. So when I turned 17, I enlisted in the United States Army National Guard. I've been in it for about 7 months now. I'm leaving for base training, like she said, on Monday. I'm going for 6 months, Fort Benning, Georgia. It's going to be a lot of fun. Looking forward to it for sure. Going to get beat up a lot, but yeah, it's going to be fun.
I will pray for you every day.
I'll need it. I will definitely need it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my flight's leaving on Tuesday morning. Going to be over there for 6 months. Growing up, I lost a lot of people close to me, like I said, and a lot of those people who I lost were very close to me and pushed me to be the person I am today. If my brother was still here, I know how proud of me he would be, and a lot of the people I lost made me who I am today. So it was a hard life growing up. I can't lie. There's a lot of things that I regret, but if I hadn't been through what I've been through, then I would not be where I am today. I wouldn't have this on my shirt right now. When I enlisted in the Army, my father was just recently incarcerated, and it was one of the hardest times of my life. My brother had just been killed. So when I joined the Army, I was not in the best mindset. I was struggling in life, was unmotivated for school, and I joined the Army, and that really pushed me to be a better person and to do everything correctly. Yes, the Army is tough. Yes, it sucks sometimes. You got to work through it. You got to keep going. You can never give up. The first thing I talked to my recruiter about was, what about my past? Like, how can I become a better person? And that's the thing about the Army, they always push you to be a better person. No matter how hard your life was growing up, you have to keep pushing it. And like I said, I grew up, it was a rough life, but definitely got taught a lot in the Army so far. Like I said, I've only been in 7 months now in the National Guard, so we do drill, all that kind of stuff, so I'm on base all the time. Going for training on Monday. Gonna be there for 6 months, and I'm going to Kuwait and Afghanistan next year, so I'm gonna be there for about 8 months each, doing what I wanted to do my entire life, which is serve our country. I've always felt strong about the military in general. Like I said, I grew up in Chicago. The police aren't looked at the best over there, but the Army has always been something for me that is looked at and held in high regard. So I'm definitely excited to become part of something bigger, especially now when our world is changing so much. And I think one thing that really pushed me to join the Army was God. I'm not somebody who was big on praying much when I was growing up. I went to church sometimes with my grandma, but not very often. And after my brother was killed, I started praying a lot more, getting a lot closer to God. Just recently, actually, I was in a car accident.
This is crazy story actually. Got me and beat him up actually. That big boy. I give it to him car last Saturday. To his go to church. What is church you go?
It was the St. Lutheran Church on the road from
The St. Lutheran Church, and that guy is a new it's youth pastors,
Yeah,
right?
it's a youth pastor who I met over there.
Yeah, I meet them FaceTime on the phone, and he's asking me my car is new. 2020 technology, and he's go to and that I think you have to tell that story, not me.
So I was in the church parking lot for about an hour. I had parked over there, and I was talking to the youth pastor, and I was actually given a Bible, and we all prayed together, and I was turning out of the parking lot, and the road is gravel over there, so it's not the best road. And I turned out, and all of a sudden my traction control just went off completely. The light came on, and I ended up hitting a mailbox, causing quite a bit of damage to the car. It came out to about $7,000 to fix it. Luckily, we got it all figured out, but yeah. So it was hard. It was hard for a couple of days.
It's actually very interesting how God provide us. In the first place, we scared. We go to make an appointment in a local body shop where I used to do in my business with cars, and I lasted 2 times cars and had a few accidents in the parking lots, and that happens. I don't want that car accident for sure. It's my car and you, and we go to the body shop and they make an appointment, and I say, you put your name and you take care of it, and he say, I will. I get the money from military, and I contact with my sergeant,
Bulifon, yeah.
Bulifon, and he's agreed making contract when I done my service, I have the money, I pay off everything, and we'll be okay. But we don't thinking that the damage cost $7,000. He can afford his first trip $8,000,
Yeah.
right? Is it 6 months?
Yeah, 6 months is $8,000.
I have to wait 6 months to he can build up my car, how I can drive it with no mirror and new technology. I just scared. I have very bad anxiety, and I yelling, and I would just have stress in the house. And we make an appointment Wednesday, and we go to there, and boys, my son have car too. I fixed it a lot of 3 years. I fixed his problem, and this problem is other my son. And lady, right there, manager, she used to work for me. She's retired, and said, "Oh, what are you doing here?" And she's in Dunshee, body shop, and say, Tatiana, no, I tell her my story, what happens. And her son in Washington Academy military, he's grown up already, and she say, so good program. No, Tatiana, you have to help that boy, because he's just go army Monday, and a lot of women start, yes, we have to help. How that works? She say, go to your what she's
she told us to
oh, she's told, let I talk to that boys. Then we're waiting for you,
yeah,
right?
then me and Mike came down to the...
Then when they come in, we tell them I can climb, they have to put my name on that collision car, because he's not, this is not his car,
yeah.
legally. And I have full coverage insurance. Basically, it happens, accident. Basically, insurance supposed to have to pay me for this. I pay money, but I just changed my agency 3 months ago. And car accident, of course, is hard for me. That local people, we have small town. And what we will go to that Allstate and Stadium Drive, and you tell what happens.
So we got to Allstate, and funny story, actually, I left my license at the house. Me and Mike had ran out of the house when we got the call, and I left my license here, so we had left and came back, and then there was a woman and her son there. And we were talking to the son for a while. Well, Miss Rose talking to the woman about the coverage, and we had been like, hey, you need to get your license, so we had left and came back, and we came back, and she was on the phone, the woman at Allstate was on the phone with somebody, and her son came up to me and Miss Rose and said, do you believe in God? And I remember I was a little bit taken back by that at first, just because I don't have many people come up to me and ask, do you believe in God? That's not something that's asked much nowadays. And yeah, we ended up praying together, me and Miss Rose and Mike and all of us.
We're taking hands together. She's on the phone, that lady in the insurance agency, and we start praying to God, go through us that everything, till we don't have difficult, because we don't have time. This happens on Wednesday, right?
Yeah, that happened on Wednesday.
And Monday he's go. And what I have to do? He's shaking, I'm shaking. We have in the house, so stressful, everybody.
Yeah.
My son, he and we just yelling at each other and screaming, and then after pray that agents right there, boy, say we have to believe, just calm down. And lady, they asking us 10 pictures making, right?
Yeah, me and
We
my
uploaded all, we like all together in that agency work with that lady at the front desk and that guy. They all work for agency, very beautiful people. And his owner not there, she's pregnant with baby. And it's a kind of roller coaster story. And she's still, okay, now we have a pray, 48 hours we have to wait.
Yep. And I had went and I stayed at my girlfriend's house that night, and on Thursday morning I got a text from Miss Rowe, come back to the house. I went through, and I remember I'll be honest, I was pessimistic. I didn't know if it was going to go through or not. I was worried that I was going to have to pay $7,000.
I'm worried, he's worried, my son worried, everybody, my daughter worried, everybody worried, neighborhood worried.
Yeah, we had hoped it would go through, but we didn't know for sure. And we got that call, and that relieved a lot of stress from us. So it got figured out. We didn't have to pay as much as we thought it would, which was great. That's
$1,000 deductible you have to pay.
Yeah, 1,000, and that's compared to 7,000. That's nothing. That's so.
And I called that owner and I told her, thank you, you have a nice team. She's the owner, and something God will make you miracle for your born child too, because he's go to military, he's go to serve our country. It's a big deal for him right now to start at 18 years in Europe as adult, in America 21, but 18 years it's a big choice to make, and I think it's very beautiful. I'm proud of that, both of that boys. They try to living right. I see they growing up, they making dinners, they go to driving around, they total change. My boy change. He's more growing up right now with him. And I see that. That's why I come down. I today go to downstairs, lady prayed too for that. She say how that happens, everything. And I told her result. And she says, I'm the same things doing for him, Tatiana. That baby have to go to peaceful. People understand that manager in a body shop, she is blessing him. She say, thank you for your service. And what you tell her?
I told her, I said, I haven't done anything yet, ma'am, but thank you.
But she say, no, I won't thank you because you go to. The contract is done. They already signed up.
Yep.
He don't have a back road. And that's the reason everybody helped and got with us.
Yeah.
It's actually a very beautiful story.
I mean, it was very stressful as it was
Very
going on,
stressful for me. I'm stressed more like anybody.
Yeah.
I don't have no money, and when I can take in $7,000, I have no clue. We're just like fighting each other and bumping with each other, and like it's detective show or something, some reason, right?
Oh yeah. Those first couple of days are pretty rough.
Very rough.
Oh yeah.
And but we talking Tuesday evening, right?
Yeah, on Wednesday night when I came back to the house, we had talked.
We very good talk with break, and my son already sleep. We don't talk like
We talked like an hour and a half, just
hour and a half. I'm preaching him and teaching like a mother's.
Oh yeah.
You know, but I have to do this because he's deserved to listen good advices and support and pray. Of course, when he's go, I'll be pray for him. My neighbors be pray, and that lady from body shop, she's pray too, and from that all state, she's be pray too for him with that boy, with her boy, for my boys. That's the we connected with that world right now. Do you don't feel like this?
I definitely do. Like, I mean, those people, even though they're complete strangers, we all came together in that moment where it was like we didn't know what we were gonna do.
Yeah, and we pray together home too. Like the boys, we have to pray 48 hours. We pray everybody. We're waiting that result 48 hours, but we got it after.
We got
30,
yeah, like 35 or something.
35 hours we got it answers because I'm so anxious. I call my agency and I say, look, I can't handle anymore. She say, call them. And I call them. And they say, yes, we approve with you. And I just right away, Blake will approve it, Michael will approve it.
Yeah.
This is so big relief for us.
Oh yeah.
And today Saturday we finally come down and you have a plan. Now
Yeah.
we talk.
So like I said, I'm going to Fort Benning for a while. We figured out a contract, all that stuff. We got all that figured out. Yeah. So things are looking a lot better now. For a while, they're looking very stressful.
And you have a dinner today with your mom and
Yeah.
your grandma
Yeah.
and sister little.
Yep, I said goodbye to my family today. Tomorrow they have a birthday party, so they're not going to be in town. They're going to be away for a while, so didn't want it to be stressful on my sister saying goodbye the same day that she had a birthday party. So went over there, said goodbye to them. It was definitely hard. I mean, that's how my
very
life
hard.
is. That's how the military is. You have to make those. You have to say those goodbyes, and it definitely sucks. I would be lying to say it wasn't, but. You know, you have to keep the goal in mind. You have to say, all right, this is my goal. This is what I'm doing. This is how I'm doing it. And you got to stay strong. I mean, people say Army strong. That's definitely a thing. I mean, we are forced to be held to higher standards, but it comes to a point where it's like you have to be mentally stronger than the rest of the people are in the world. And that's hard sometimes, I'll be honest. There's a lot of times where I'm just like, I'm unmotivated. I don't have the energy to do this. You can't have days like that. You have to push yourself 110% every day.
Well, it's COVID and a lot of stress going on in the country too, around the friends, around the neighborhood, and it's a difficult life we're living right now.
Yeah.
And that's why it's so hard to, for everybody, your family, my family, and but when we connected with each other, it's more easy for you,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah. Yeah, life during COVID I was working 2 full-time jobs. I was working 80 plus hours a week the whole time just to make sure that my family was okay. Neither of my parents lost their job, but we were struggling. Things had gone up in prices. We were locked down at home. My sister was going crazy. She's 10 years younger than me, so we didn't have what we had before. It went from we were seeing people every day to her never seeing people. People my age that didn't matter as much. We could still FaceTime and all that stuff. With people young, COVID was very stressful.
Very
And
stressful.
It brought a lot of people down. A lot of people.
A lot of
suffered from
people
that.
depressed right
Yeah.
now and don't have no job. It's hard to relocate it from one to other spot in your
Yeah.
life, like change. It's a big change in the country right now, vaccination and Black Lives Matter, right?
Yeah.
How are you thinking about what Black Lives Matter for you?
I think,
How do you feel about this? Because you half of black, right?
Yeah. So my dad is black and Hispanic, so I've never considered myself like, I understand I'm racially black, but I've never been like, oh, I'm black. Like, that's never been how I identify myself as. And a lot of people do. A lot of people are like, oh, I'm black. That's how I identify myself. And if you want to choose to identify yourself as black, okay, that's up to them. But I think that Black Lives Matter yes, there are a lot of things, there are a lot of injustices. I actually sent a message to my aunt about this the other night. There are a lot of things that are wrong with our country. I think our country is far from perfect. But I think that Black Lives Matter is it's being used to
Any life is
another
matter.
agenda. Yeah.
Any life.
I think a black life should matter as much as a white, whatever race. It doesn't matter what race you are. I think at the end of the day, we're all human. We all bleed the same blood, and that's coming from a biased point of view. Being in the Army, we have people of every origin. We have people who are Hispanic. We have people, whatever they are.
From all over the world, actually.
Yeah, I have some.
Chinese probably and Japanese and
Yeah.
a lot of, because right now that's a new program.
Yep.
They have, my son go to Western Michigan University, right? You go to college too.
Yeah.
And they picking that not just drills, they scientists be and investigators and different kind of projects, right? And that
Yeah.
field, right?
Yeah, I have people who are in my unit who are from Ivagro. She's from Italy or something like that. So it's not just people from America. It's like
Right.
people who moved over here. And they
Russians,
live in our country.
Germany,
Oh yeah, definitely.
Poland, whatever it is. And that's making America beautiful.
Yeah,
That's why I understand black people, but history is more beautiful, like we're talking right now about this.
yeah. America
Who
wasn't.
we are.
America wasn't founded on race or color. America was founded on the set of values that every American should have, and that's not how America is now. And I will admit that there's a lot of things in America that I would change, but yeah, America.
Maybe you get in the general someday.
Oh yeah, that's the
And
goal.
Pentagon.
Get that 5-star right here and said that's.
Or Blue Heart.
Oh yeah.
I've been praying for you, God,
Oh, yeah.
because we need protect us. We need protect our generation. His sister just 10 years different. She's have to grow now.
Yeah.
How he's go to army knowing his sister just 10 years old. She's go to difficult COVID and they damage kids damage right now psychologically to locked up. We really need open the schools because there's a disaster soon.
Yeah.
You believe that?
Oh yeah, definitely. I know. So I have a cousin who was born in the middle of COVID, and for the first year of his life, he didn't leave his house. Never. Like he didn't go.
Oh.
Yeah, and he's still young, so it wasn't as big of a deal because he was a baby then. But yeah, like.
Still, kids need life. Kids don't understand issues.
Yeah, so.
You start to understand probably like your age, 17, 18, what is COVID means.
Yeah.
But before that, it's just like kids.
Yeah.
They not growing up. They don't know what is this disease, infection, or vaccination. They don't care.
Yeah, I know for my sister, it was very hard for her when we first tried to talk to her about COVID that, hey, there's a sickness going around. And she had been vaccinated before, so it had been like, hey, you get the flu shot, you're fine.
And people lose the job, mother and father lose the job
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
It's, how can you handle that?
So trying to explain to a child who hasn't lived their life that, like, hey, our world changed completely within 24 hours. I remember it was actually my dad's birthday, May 13th. We went on lockdown. That was the last day that we were at the house. So I remember.
Yeah, with 21 March 29.
By March 21st we were completely shut down.
Shut down.
Yep. And so it had been like all of a sudden your entire world had changed. I know for
over a year, it's hard. It's very hard for everybody. For our community in Kalamazoo, it's hard too.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't have a jobs, but government tried to figure out no homeless a lot on the streets. They are making living like shelters and military work with boys and buy them, give it to money for kids generation to study and have like Western Michigan University. Somebody give $500 million private donation.
Yep.
How good it is.
Yeah.
Of course they want recruiting that kids and not just protect us and study too, because very important.
Yeah.
You believe that?
Oh yeah, I know.
They want to be study.
So I want to go for like mechanical engineering or something like
So
that.
like Mike?
Yeah, something like what Mike is.
New technology.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
This is beautiful. We need that kids. This is our future. I told on my show all the time, generation that's like we right now on restoration in America. Like Biden tried to restore everything what we lose it, right? But this is who is help us. 5 more years, you be how old? 24.
24, yeah.
He's being a success man. And we need them. New technology we need. We need, we have cellular phones, we have everything. We need technology.
Yeah. I feel like in today's society, a lot of the problem is a lot of people are unmotivated to work, put hard work in.
Well, you find your solution and you motivate with my son.
Yeah.
How you did it. How you did that? How you motivate yourself?
Like I said, I grew up in Chicago. A lot of people don't make it to my age. A lot of people don't live to see 18. So one thing that always motivated me was by the time I'm this age, so my dad had his first kid and he was 17 years old. So I always looked at my dad's life. This is going to sound terrible. I looked at my dad's life and I was like, this is what I don't want to do when I'm this age. Like when I'm this age, I want to be successful. I don't want to be like my father.
I think it's that God call for you and your heart. He's given to you. Look in your father and look in you. You're so handsome. You're smart. You deserve a good life. That's what motivation right now for everyone of teenager.
Yeah, I know a lot of people grow up and they don't see the things I saw growing up, and I know that's one thing that motivated me a lot was one day I do want to have a family, and I don't want my children to grow up the same way I did. I don't want them to live in the same world that I did. So that motivated me a lot more, was to be like, okay, I want a better life for my family.
You're doing a good job with my son. You motivate him to go army and he's changed completely what he's. I'm going through with COVID a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
With my son, with teenagers, I'm just want to scream. But they meet on Chick-fil-A together.
Well, me and Mike met at high school. Me and met Mike in like 9th grade.
9th grade?
Yeah, because I used to live over here.
You know him from 9th grade?
Yeah, from 9th grade.
No, but you're not close to friends.
No, not super close now.
Because you're 1 year more older.
Yeah, so
you're him and with different maybe crowd.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Because Michael athlete and you not athlete.
Yeah.
Yeah. And but they know you know each other, right?
Yeah,
from 9th grade.
So me and Mike have known each other for like 5 years, and it's been, yeah. Mike definitely has a lot of potential with the Army. When I started working at Chick-fil-A, it was right before I enlisted in the Army. So I remember I was talking with Mike about it one day. We were actually on Dish in the back of the house, and me and him were talking about going to the Army. I'd worn my Army sweatshirt or something like that. He's like, "Hey, are you in the Army?" I was like, "Yeah." And me and him got talking about it, and I think 2 or 3 months ago now, I had set up an appointment with Sergeant Dame, one of the other recruiters around this area, and we had gotten him into the Army pretty quickly.
The Army is so stressful that for 2 months I'm lost it. I'm not prepared. I don't know anything. My lady post office, she's bringing mail. I'm over 10 years in that apartment complex, and she said, "Tatiana, your son tell me he's won't go to enjoy Army." I said, "What? What are you talking about?" People start talking around me, and I don't know nothing. And I come back home, say, "Michael, what's going on? Why people talking?" And he says, "Yeah, Mom, I won't try." And when the Sergeant Dame come in, and I said, "Oh my God, what we need?" And we start roller coaster. Need social security, need.
Oh yeah.
They go drill together.
Oh yeah. Yep, I took Mike to his first drill 2 weeks ago, I think. 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, and what is Lansing MAP?
MEPS, yeah, MEPS. So it's called the Military Entrance and Processing Station. So it's where you just get your blood drawn, get a whole bunch of tests done, just to make sure if it's.
Yeah, and the back check round, fingerprints,
yep,
like that stuff.
Your background check, all that.
Now he's have to upgrade his grade because COVID. A lot of kids we have low what is called grades.
Yeah, all he has to do is just finish the first couple classes.
Yeah,
then he'll be able to swear in, raise the right hand.
In October he is be in.
Yep.
And that's it. And I support him. I'm proud of that boys.
Yeah.
I'm mother. Of course, as I'm mother, I want my baby close to me always. But my father generation, my brothers, they in the military. When he's coming, remember when after that test in Lansing, shaving, he's coming in my room, I'm jumping from my bed.
Yeah, me and Mike had gone to get haircuts the day before drill. I normally have mine short.
He's exactly like my older brother. My older brother in the military 2-3 years.
Yeah.
And it's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, the military definitely changes you as a person.
It is. You know, I told Blake and Michael in Russia, and I told already you about this. Russia, everybody go to military. They law in the country. 17 for 3 years, if Navy, 2 years if different like chemicals or different kind of. But they making career. I do blue beret, black beret, red beret. This is good soldiers.
Oh yeah.
I talked with my sister. She say best soldiers in Russia is Chechnya.
Yeah, that's Russian Special Forces. Yeah.
Special Forces in Chechnya. They Muslims.
Yeah.
And he's going to fight with Muslims. I want teaching him what he's have to do in Muslim country because I'm from there.
Yeah, I'm supposed to go to Kuwait and Afghanistan in the next 2 years.
And I know he's be good because, you know, God looking people for serving country with big heart. Other way is not good soldier. He can make mistakes, like we all can make mistakes and car accidents and cussing sometimes and upset and fighting. It's okay. We find the peace eventually, and we motivate each other. Don't give up on ourselves, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
And I tell him, this is your lottery right now. What previous life he's have, it is what it is.
Yep, you can't.
A lot of people, you can't change your history. It's already behind.
Yep.
But he's have future. What future he's choose, what making his choices, he's have chance to change his life for good things.
Yeah.
Agreed?
Oh yeah, definitely. When I turned 16, right before I had moved out of Chicago completely, I had 2 different paths in my life. I could have followed what my dad did his whole life, or I could have become my own man. And that was very hard for me. Like I said, I just lost my brother, so it was like trying to figure out what I want to do in my life. So it took a lot to join the Army. Like I had talked about it, but like actually signing those papers took a lot more out of me than I thought it would. Just like this defines who you are. You can take a man out of the Army, but you can't take out of a man. That's how it always has been.
You know, it's so funny. I talked to my neighbor. She's 74. She's very study woman, smart. And her son-in-law work in forces too. And she's meet him. He's help her move furniture
Yeah,
with Michael.
move furniture. Yeah.
Yeah, and I told him about, she's asked me about that car accident, and I tell her, and she say, you know, Tatiana, that boy is so good. I very good judgment people. I know who is bad. I right away feel that. That boy have big heart. She's telling me today about this. And I can tell you too, my opinion, that boy have a good heart. He's have a choice. He's have a chance. And I'm praying every day for him. Start now. I'm already praying. And I'm asking you, my friends, Kalamazoo Central High School, please, Chick-fil-A people, Allstate Insurance Company, and Body Shop and Danshi, people pray for that boy, to he can go through good training, smart enough to fight for our country. We need that. We need connected. When he's come back, he's again making video for you. When he's go to point, you know, we keep it that way because we're all connected. We need to survive right now in the country. We have a lot of enemies around. China, you told me today about China, right?
Yeah, I was talking with my uncle about it. He's in the Air National Guard down in West Virginia. Him and I were talking about it. It's not too unlikely that we'll end up in China in the next 4 years.
No, because my brother, younger, who is betraying my family, he's in China from 1985 maybe. He's go to travel to China, business, and he is getting gang members in Moscow. Later he is married and president granddaughter and getting in that corruption. But right now, my older sister sent me pictures of art company, not profit organization, is called, I show
we were talking about that earlier. The
Blake,
pictures, yeah.
it's called, what is it called, Silkway.
Yeah, Silkway.
Art.
Yeah.
They making art and people involved with that programs, young generation,
Yeah, there's people.
celebrities, not profit organization.
Yeah.
And I show you pictures of on the wall that pictures right there is like Chinese Lenin with beard, old style pictures and light on top, light bulb. You know what that mean? I explain you what
Yeah,
this
it
mean.
was Lenin, right? It was
Lenin Vladimir Ilyich, light bulb in Russia and in China. China and Russia is two brothers. China have great China, and Russia great Russia, and Japanese great Japanese. They all together in India, in Muslim countries, they all together used to. You know, they survive.
Yep.
We still have that countries and generations. What does mean? And everyone that generations in America right now, a lot of people, they have soldiers, work for government.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
I think the biggest misconception about our army is that we are the top dog. In a lot of ways, we are. We have the best military force in the world.
100%.
But I don't think that we're prepared for a war with China and Russia. I don't think that. I think that.
I don't think we don't have that war because they don't want that war with us, because that's only, I feel like only criminals want that war, and maybe Muslims like with that heaters on the world. Every country have heaters, and they what is called Muslims.
The Taliban?
Taliban, yeah. Taliban, they created that website on the earth right now, all over the world. That's what they have to protect us, because they are real enemies.
Yeah.
I feel that way.
I think that's one thing too. Is a lot of Americans don't realize how big of a threat these countries actually are to us, and the damage they could deal to the United States if they really wanted to. I mean,
Yes,
you
yes.
can just look at the things they've done in like France, to like the soccer stadium and places like that, where it's been thousands.
In Russia too, there are a lot of explode in Russia. A lot of
Yeah.
explosion and bad explosion. A lot of people die and killed in Russia by Muslims.
Yeah.
All the time.
I mean, if you look back in American history too, we had September 11th, 2001. We lost 1,700 people.
And plus in Bosnia,
Yeah.
Boston Marathon.
The Boston Marathon.
And the
Yeah.
Chechnya Muslims involved family.
Yeah.
They like gang members. I'm right there. I know that gang members. They don't care.
Yeah.
Muslims don't care. They're using women. They're using kids. They're using everything. They don't care. They sleep self right now, the waiting signal. But God don't let them do this. We have to protect our country right now. You believe that?
Yeah. And
Me
I think
too.
the only way that we can do that with God. I don't think
With God,
without,
yeah,
without God we would not
definitely.
be able to. Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
That's how Russian Empire, old empire, the king and generals family who is making security army walls for other country and negotiation, they survive. They all believe in God. They
Yeah.
all Christians.
Yeah.
But later change with Muslims. We go to Constantinople. Russia go to Constantinople. You know Constantinople.
Yeah.
There's a Turkish war with 300 years. Russians and slavery and Muslims. 300 years.
It's a repetitive path. You see.
Before King
You
Khazar.
see countries fall away from God, and that's when they fail.
Yes, yes.
And I think when
When you
America-
start
yeah.
against to God,
Yeah.
you have consequences. 100%.
I mean, you see it in the Bible too. God would destroy cities.
History, yeah.
Like it's just if you look in history, that's how it goes.
That's how it goes.
When-
God don't want because if principle Israel, right? Ibrahim, father of Israel, prophecy of Jesus, right? And Sarah,
Yeah.
they born that child to have to sacrifice. Remember that story? And that's in Allah Quran, that story. They prophet, and in Christian Ibrahim is our father.
Yeah.
What do you want? And after that corruption start.
Yep.
And that's it. We nothing can do. We just have to protect our country, our security wall, have a young generation in the field, in the White House. We need the young generation because old people have to go to home now. And that young generation will protect us and study and technology and everything because that's the needed to country. You believe that?
I agree.
That's why I want to support them. I won't just support them because I know that's truth.
Yeah, I agree completely. I feel like it's time that my generation steps up to the plate and does what we need to do.
Yes. That's your generation. I believe my son generation.
Yeah.
That happens.
Yeah, me and Mike's generation and my sisters, like it's
That's what is prophecy
Yeah.
right now in the Bible. So young generation will protect us in the future when the end, when is Jesus coming.
Yeah.
And I believe that. And that's what is, it's funny, we're talking about this car accident. He's have Bible in my car.
Yeah.
When he's telling me, he's making me 3 stories. Because he's so afraid to
Oh,
tell
yeah.
the truth. And I start, after we come down and my daughter say, Mom, more important everybody alive. He's alive, you're alive, cars can fixable. God give it to you, God always give it to you answer, Mom.
yeah. I remember
Calm down.
we had come back to the house and we were talking about what I was doing, and I had showed her the Bible, and we had like FaceTime the pastor, so I was talking with him.
Yeah, and I thinking, what is Lucifer wants to screw up us so badly? Even, it's just like tasting start in the life. You feel like that
Yeah.
way. Like you're already in the field and you're already in Afghanistan somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, like it's like when God,
Like action movie.
like right when you start believing, God challenges your faith to make sure that you really.
Yeah. It's kind of hard, stressful.
Yeah.
But the end of that is we have answer.
Yep.
He's go peaceful right now. That's why we're making that video today for you guys. So you can keep it hope in your life. And talk to with your children and friends who is know him. I talked with counselor,
Counselor, yeah.
Kalamazoo Central, Kelly Fullington. She don't believe he's in army. She
Yeah.
how he can get in the army?
Yeah.
Yes, we can. We can go to through.
Mhm.
Don't give up. Hope is only key right now to God. And He's can make you. He's making us for this week
Yep.
go through hell.
Yep.
Right?
Oh yeah.
But we have victory.
We did.
We have victory.
Mhm.
And when he's come back next year after training, we graduated my boy graduation party.
Mhm.
And that's where witness of God faith. And I'll be praying for him and for children of like he. Like my son, they recruiting more and more boys from
Yep.
Kalamazoo Central right now.
Yeah.
And that is good things. Or your children go to criminals or jails or not right living, or they can make us happy.
Mhm.
I think it's good deal, huh?
Yeah.
And thank you so much for watching us, and I want to wish you good luck, and
Thank
we're
you.
praying for you. I know a lot of people be praying for you, and please subscribe us, and we pass it out our message, and we put it on Facebook too, and social media to reason we want give it to hope.
Yep.
We witnesses that. And your last words, young man.
I think she touched on it just now. It's whatever you do, whatever you felt in the past, whatever you've been through in the past, it doesn't define who you are. You always have the chance to change. If you believe in yourself, you can do anything. And I firmly believe that.
Me too.
Yep.
Me too. You have a good night. And talk to you soon. Enjoy your evening.